All right, so took a little bit to get things actually working, but I think we're good now. So let's give the infectious madness of Doctor Decker a try.
The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Decker?
I can see people's dreams.
I've set up an experiment.
My dad is trying to hurt me.
Quantum suicide. Have you heard of it?
If I concentrate hard enough, and I know when the person's going to be asleep, I can have the dream with them.
Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood.
It feels like the paintings are watching me.
Sometimes, when I walk through a door, it takes me somewhere else. Literally, somewhere else.
God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered.
Starts as a door-to-door saleswoman. Double glazing, probably.
Dr. Decker, I think we both know what you dreamed about last night.
I've seen its silhouette changing through the window.
Because he thinks I'm evil. Because I can see things other people can't.
On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time.
I did what you said, Doctor. They arrested me.
Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause.
I thought you were supposed to fix me.
I'm telling you, it's eating people. And you're just laughing.
You're insane, Doctor.
Listen to me. You're not listening. It's your only bloody job.
Doctor, you're late. And after all those promises, never mind, let's not keep the patient. You're late. And after all those promises, you're late.
You're
and
late.
after all those promises, never mind.
Huh.
Doctor, you're late. And after all those promises, never mind, let's not keep the patients waiting. And if you want anything, just... Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm not going to be here. The police still have some questions they want to ask about, you know. And then after that, I'm dropping in to see Ben. He's still in shock, and I thought we'd show we cared. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? Good. Anyway, I hope you're all caught up on Dr. Decker's tapes. I think Mariana is in first, but I'm sure they'll all become a blur by the end of the day. I'll see you later. Or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I'll leave it to you then.
Okay. Names of dots next to them. Red, keep talking to them. Amber, you're done. Okay, green, you've asked everything. Going green is optional. All right. Watch replays in the responses tab. Look for stars. Important conversation. Optional conversation. Okay.
I think you're supposed to tell me what's wrong with me? Isn't that how it works? The police keep picking me up for public nudity.
Okay.
then the next thing I remember, I'm naked on the beach, like I've been washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but I can feel it. The police are getting suspicious.
Huh. Okay. What are you doing before you black out? Oh. Wait, did I not type that right? Oh. Is that my previous? Oh. I guess. How often?
I do suffer from blackouts, which is strange as I can hold my breath for a really long time. But I'm not swimming before I black out. Dr. Decker thought it was anxiety originally. Then he worked it out.
Worked what out?
He eventually decided it wasn't anxiety, but I'm not going to tell you his final diagnosis. We should have a fresh start. I don't want you influenced by the prognosis.
Okay.
I work for myself. I make bracelets from things I find on the beach and sell them online. I spend a lot of time at the beach. It's just way more relaxing than anywhere else. You should come with me one day. I can show you all the sights.
Do you always black out at the same time? Oh, okay. Do you often black out? Okay, so green means is optional. What are you suggesting? I don't want to. I don't want to ask her what she thinks the prognosis. No, it's okay. Blackouts doesn't remember anything during standing injury. Ooh. Verbal mirroring is same word. Okay. So it definitely should follow up on. How long were you? That was dude. That not. Okay, so that doesn't.
I do suffer from blackouts, which is strange as I can hold my breath for a really long time. But I'm not swimming before I black out. Dr. Decker thought it was anxiety originally.
Okay.
Then he worked it out.
But I asked, what are you doing, right? Well, let's go with the suggested.
Dr. Decker thought I had generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, because of the blackouts. He thought I was breathing badly. Do you think I'm breathing badly?
No. I don't like that little overlay. Okay.
You can check my breathing if you want. Do you want me to lie down? Can you tell just by looking at me? I'm not worried about it, just if you are.
I'm getting a feeling she was hitting on Decker. Uh. Well, she said she wasn't holding her breath. What do you think caused the blackouts?
I normally black out when I'm dancing. I like dancing. Do you like dancing?
How often do you go dancing?
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
Go dancing alone.
I'm not seeing anyone at the moment.
Ah. What did I do? Okay, hang on. I need to see the response.
I'm not seeing anyone at the moment, if that's what you're asking. Why can't a girl go to a club on her own? I like dancing. I don't have many real friends, I suppose, but that's what happens when you move about a lot. I move around when I dance, and geographically speaking.
Okay. Oh, I'll ask about the alcohol.
I don't drink.
But I don't like how that's. That's a little better. You always end up on the beach.
I work for myself.
Okay. So it's gonna go there. Oh. Maybe, yeah, maybe the dancing.
You think my dancing causes my blackouts? No, I know it's the last thing I remember, but I don't think it's that. Sometimes I remember more, but I'm tired now. Is that it for today?
That's what you're looking for.
I want to stop having the blackouts. I want to stop waking up at the beach. I want to remember those entire evenings. Can you suggest anything that might help?
Hey, 20 questions. Yay. A film is good.
I film myself doing lots of things. But it's not so easy to do when you're blacked out.
Someone else? There was a.
Will you do it for me? Will you watch me to see what happens?
Didn't I asked about being alone, didn't I? No. No? Okay, that's not gonna. That doesn't do anything. You have friends.
Like I said, I don't really know anyone around here.
Is anyone well? No? Okay, that's not gonna do anything. No, it's. Yeah, I've already tried those. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I can't, because that just seems.
Well, that's not very supportive, Doctor.
Did you ask Decker to watch you?
Dr. Decker was fine. He had good relationships with his patients, as far as I know. I'm not sure why anyone would want him dead.
That's not entirely what I asked, but. Hmm. I think we.
I'm not sure holding my breath too long is causing blackouts. I mean, it could, but I don't remember ever having a blackout when I'm holding my breath.
That seems. Alright, I'm just gonna go through and cover.
Dancing is good for you in so many ways. Just turn the music up, close your eyes, and let yourself go. You should try it sometime.
I mean, I probably should have said hello.
I'm Mariana. Are you feeling okay?
Yes, just going through the list in the wrong order. Yeah, I'm feeling fine.
That's what Dr. Decker would say. Well, that's why you're here, isn't it? You've replaced him. He was a good listener. I hope you are. Dr. Decker could really get inside you. It was, unsettling. But you let him do it. Part of the process, I guess.
I can't tell if that's code for something. Oh wait, what was purple? Or Alright, I think we got through everything we essentially could. Actually, that's a good question.
I never find my clothes. I don't know why I'm naked.
That sounds incredibly expensive. I Okay.
I guess people see me and call the police. But someone will take offense eventually, and I'll be charged with indecent exposure.
All right.
When I wake up, my hair is dry, but it's pretty hot at the moment. I get baked quickly by the sun. It's possible I've been in the sea during my blackout.
Probably not. How long have you been?
I hold my breath when I'm swimming underwater. Most people do. Sometimes, if I'm really excited, I'll hold my breath accidentally, just for a few seconds. I don't know why.
How long are you a patient?
I've been a patient here for 3 months. Today is my patient birthday. Do I get a cake or something?
Please tell me. Yes.
That is so sweet. Thank you, doctor.
Why the beach?
I love the beach. Until somebody tells me it's gonna kill me, I'll keep going. Have you ever been addicted to something, doctor?
Feel it.
I thought so when I first saw you. We should get on great.
Yeah, kind of getting the teens a bit flirty. How's this all?
Like you're not listening.
Oh, okay. Then you're probably gonna be upset if I do this.
Wow. Let's get straight to it then. I'm not sure I feel comfortable speaking with you about that at the moment.
Is that actually something I could say? Oh. Well, let's. Who to go to next? Let's just go with the hello.
I'm Elin. I'm 25 and I'm a nurse. God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows.
Hey, Stainless. Crappy hotel internet? I don't know if that's important. What type of nurse?
I
Let's
work
see.
in a nursing home for the elderly. I basically do end of life care.
That doesn't. I kind of think I know what end of life care is. Oh, okay, hang on. I cut it down because the game audio was super loud. Let me know if this is better, Stainless. What?
The usual things. Making sure the patients are comfortable, making sure they're not in any pain, and I talk to them. I keep them company. Some of them get pretty frightened about what's coming. Well, those of them that aren't out of it on meds. I comfort them.
That's nice of her. Okay. What else? I don't know what the got a note by know what the tarot called means. Well, why are they
Death
frightened?
is frightening, isn't it? Isn't it what everyone's afraid of? The great unknown. No one should have to face that alone.
Probably not. And why are someone...
I don't like it when patients are heavily sedated, especially when there are alternatives, like herbal remedies. I mean, imagine if you only had...
Ah! Okay, don't click on the screen when they're talking.
I don't like it when patients are heavily sedated, especially when there are alternatives, like herbal remedies. I mean, imagine if you only had a few days or weeks left to live. Would you want to spend it asleep?
I mean, maybe. How well have I been sleeping up to that point? Yeah, I think I might want to sleep through it.
I wouldn't. I'd want to see every sunrise and every sunset. I'd want to feel every breath. Everything gets more vivid near death.
Herbal remedies.
I'm a qualified herbalist. It's okay, you can laugh. Most people think herbalism is a joke. But I'd much rather help my patients sleep at night with valerian or passion flower than lorazepam, temazepam, or zolpidem.
I feel like Slackware might actually know what's going on. You mentioned dating.
I'm not really looking for love at the moment. I'm sort of married to my work, but in a good way.
What problem?
I started seeing Dr. Decker a few months ago. I thought it would be nice to have someone I could talk to about work. It can get a bit stressful sometimes.
Kind of. Well, okay, no, I guess we kind of know the stress. That's. Well, why?
It can be sad sometimes. I don't like losing a patient, but that's the job. I don't get stressed about it or anything.
Okay. Are you? Yeah, yeah.
It's not the job that stresses me. It's the people I work with, the other nurses. They're mean to me.
Ah. In what way?
They call me the angel of death because so many patients have died on my shift. I don't think they mean it. Obviously, it's not my fault. It just seems to happen that way.
Okay. That's, a little concerning.
3 last month. 3 the month before that, I think. But only 1 so far this month, so that's good. Although one of my patients, Hilda, I don't think she's got long.
I mean, it is end of life homes, or end of care, so I feel like the number of deaths is gonna be higher, but...
She's one of the crotchety ones. Always swearing and spitting at me. Never got anything nice to say. Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep or something. She doesn't bother me though.
Are you gonna smother her in her sleep? Oh, do we have anything else to... Okay, we've got some stuff to push on. What could we... Why did Hello have a...
Terry's one of the other nurses at the home. I don't think she likes me very much.
I'd be interested to know what her shift is. What else could we? What was the response?
They call me the Angel of Death.
Okay, that was just that. Does that do anything? No. That's how many have thought in your shift. Okay. So how are the other nurses being dating? How long have you been an herbalist? That's not how you spell herbalist. Oh, okay. That's where the note came from. Oh wait, was the... How long have you worked with Terry? T-E-R-I. No, that's gonna give me...
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Decker was different. He had a lot of time for me. He was interested in my problems.
Okay. Did you...
He was a bit offbeat, but yeah, I liked him. But then I like most people.
Okay, we got to cleared all the main questions. Yeah, I'm not really having a lot of luck with the freeform. I might need to think about that for next time. Oh, tell me about Decker.
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Decker was different. He had a lot of time for me. He was interested in my problems.
Are there doctors at your work? No. That's...
I'd been seeing him for about 9 months, I think. I think it's terrible what happened to him. So awful. No one deserves to die like that.
I don't think I remember the Eliza program. Well, let's... Who is Bryce? Let's be nice and say hello.
I'm Bryce Hemmings. You must be the new doctor. Did you know Dr. Decker?
That's right. Remember, I wasn't in your senior design. I vaguely remember you talking about that, though. I don't think I know. Okay.
How well did you really know him? I hope you're nothing like him.
Well, I mean, I'm alive. Seems kind of cruel, but... Okay, so yeah,
I didn't really like Dr. Decker, and for quite a few reasons, actually. I'd rather talk about my own problems for now, though, if you don't mind.
Sure. What are your problems?
Originally, I was suffering with depression. Work was piling up, I kept missing deadlines. I wasn't used to all the failure. I got depressed.
That sounds reasonable. Yeah, what's the job?
I'm a grave digger, Doctor. And people are dying quicker than we can bury them.
Okay. How long have you been a gravedigger? Oh, it's just gonna give the... Okay. Stress outside work. No. I just do stress. No. Why were you depressed?
You'd think being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent gravediggers. At least ones that can use a shovel, that is. I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to, though. Not since I got the extra hour.
What the hell is the extra hour?
At midnight each day, time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop. But I don't. I'm free to wander around and do as I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, what do you do?
In the extra hour, I mainly catch up with work. It's a godsend. Sometimes I play chess against myself. It relaxes and strengthens the mind all at once.
What's your win-loss ratio?
It's a bizarre thing to know you have an extra hour every day. I rarely ever sleep until after midnight now, so I can appreciate the extra time. I get a lot of work done in that time. I'm completely caught up. The depression is no longer an issue. 25 hours is a blessing for me. But apparently, it's not real, and I'm insane for thinking it is. What do you think, Doctor?
I think it's hard to prove. I don't think you're insane.
I thought it would be too early to make a diagnosis, but it's good you're having a go anyway.
Yeah, why is...
Henley Church, where I work, is located on an old Norman Motte and Bailey. You can't use mechanical diggers or excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
I didn't say she was crazy. Okay. Relics. Anything with that?
I stumbled across a relic myself. An ancient chess piece. A queen, I believe. The best chess piece. The most freedom of movement. But they took it away immediately and proclaimed the whole east side of Henley Church a protected site of archaeological importance, which means we're not allowed to use it until the archaeologists have finished. I wish I hadn't told anyone.
Okay. Yeah, that's...
Henley Church is relatively small. Well, for the number of bodies they expect us to pack into the ground, it's relatively small. The whole building was once owned by Scientologists, but they handed it back to the community as a tax break, I believe. Or they'd finished doing whatever it was they wanted to do with it.
I don't think that's how you spell that. Nope. Tax? Yes, probably that. Nope. That was what he said about the...
Henley Church is relatively small. Well, for the number of bodies they expect us to pack into the ground, it's relatively small. The whole building was once owned by Scientologists, but they handed it back to the community as a...
Let's just see what bodies does. Nope. Oh. Okay, so is it Scientology?
I'm not sure I believe in any religion anymore. I used to believe in God, not anymore. There are too many religions to pick from, don't you think?
Nope, okay. Will that bring up anything else? No, that's all going to just go back to Scientology. Nope. Okay. No, that's not.
Then we disagree. Have you watched Zeitgeist, Doctor? Some of it is believable, and the part about most religions stemming from the same basic facts. It's more likely that they've all got it wrong than one of them has it right, in my opinion. I like chess. I still play sometimes when I can find an opponent. There's nothing more satisfying than planning scores of moves in advance and then watching things unfold as you saw them. I shouldn't have told anyone about the Queen.
Does the Queen pull anything else up? No. Okay, that's just gonna go with the relics and chess. Alright. So we have one lady who blacks out and ends up naked on a beach, and another guy who magically has an extra hour at midnight. Okay. Let's introduce ourselves.
I'm Nathan Peel. I'm a supermarket worker from, well, hell, really.
Okay.
I imagine what I'm experiencing now might be a type of hell. Not everyone burns in flames with the devil on their back. I'm hoping you can make sense of my problem.
Yeah, I don't know if the nurse necessarily has a weird supernatural thing going yet. Okay.
It's like those montages you get in movies. Time passes, you wake up, shave, if you feel like it, shower, get dressed. What's the point? You get this day over and over. Nothing changes. Am I in purgatory, Doctor?
No, I don't think purgatory has a green couch.
Because I'm stuck between this day and the next. Most of the time, anyway.
Why does it?
Sometimes it looks different. Sometimes the bird song will change, or the weather will be less bleak, or that person who nodded at you yesterday doesn't do it today. But it doesn't usually change. You need a tragic event for change, like a murder.
Okay. Well, I mean, what do you know?
Dr. Decker's murder was sudden, brutal. It's terrible. But Doctor, 2 weeks. 2 weeks I had of rolling days. No do-overs. No Monday. I wouldn't kill anyone, though. I'd have to keep doing it, wouldn't I? Few things seem to move me forward.
What?
I didn't see the driver. It was my fault. I pulled out and the lorry just rammed me. Well, Hannah. She was sat next to me. I was in shock, obviously. And when I came to, she was so close to me. It was like she was trying to hug me. But it wasn't right. Not natural. Bits of metal pushing through her. That was 5 years ago.
Yeah. Who is Hannah?
My fiancée. My childhood sweetheart. We met at secondary school. She was head girl, I was the quiet one. She liked computer games, so I instantly fell for her. I proposed in Goldshire. She said she didn't date elves, so I leveled up to a human necromancer and asked again. Sorry, it's Warcraft? We spent a lot of time on there. I've been shrunk for that already. If I had that day again, I wouldn't make the same mistake. Hannah would still be alive. We'd probably have a family by now. I haven't had any relationships since then. I was fine for quite a while after the accident. Well, being treated for depression. I thought I was cured. It was only recently after meeting Dr. Decker that I had a strange deja vu. I'm exhausted. Doctor, is our time up?
Are you having deja vu all over again?
Dr. Decker was a complex man. I spent a lot of time with him, but he won't remember it that way.
Why not?
As far as Dr. Decker was concerned, we had Monday, then moved on to Tuesday. But me, I had Monday 5, 10, 50 times before I got to Tuesday. I watched that Bill Murray film, Groundhog Day, to see if there's any clues. To see if there's any clues. That's how bad it's gotten. I'm looking for a cure in a Hollywood movie.
He does have Groundhog Day syndrome.
Doctor.
Yes, I'm gonna try.
I don't know how, but thank you, Doctor. This is our first time around, and I trust you.
Well, that's nice of you. Why was he?
I saw the conflict that Dr. Decker was going through. Let's just say you might look back on your life and think there's nothing you would have done differently. No 2 days were alike for him in the end. Like he couldn't decide what to do with himself.
Okay.
He was like a kid in a sweet shop. He had so many options, he didn't know what to do. I suppose if you take too long picking, all your options run away.
Interesting. Alright, well, let's go to Claire.
My name is Claire Castleford, and as I'm paying a small fortune for these sessions, I'd expect you to be up to speed, Doctor.
Okay. Nice to meet you. Why?
Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness.
What madness?
I'm in a bit of a predicament, Doctor. I'll get to that.
Okay, listen. You're complaining that that this is taking too long. You'd like me to be up to speed, but then you won't get me up to speed.
Well, according to your predecessor, I'm a delusional psychotic with obsessive tendencies. Oh, and a history of violence. Sounds so cold when you put it like that, though, doesn't it?
A little? Okay.
I'm obsessed with my husband. It's absurd, really.
What about... Okay. That's just gonna loop me back to there. Why is it absurd?
Because he is here. And he shouldn't be.
Elaborate?
He's lucky to be alive. He almost died. My husband is not a well man. We've been having problems for a while now.
I don't like you.
His health, if you can call it that, has been deteriorating rapidly in the last few weeks. I can't cope with caring for him anymore. Since our altercation, he's become less and less active. His mind's become less and less active too. Such a delightful conversationalist at one time, now more of an enigmatic husk.
What was the altercation? Yeah, what do you mean by
I tried to hurt David once. That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm not proud of my behavior, but I was very angry. It was a private matter, though. The police should never have been involved.
No, think of you. They often...
I never used to get angry. Ever. If you're angry, you're not in control. Isn't that right? And it would be very bad for me to lose control.
Why?
Let's save that for another time, shall we? I'm rich, but I'm not made of money, and I'm fairly sure my time is up.
No, we're still asking.
David has trouble looking after himself. Sometimes I'll leave the lake house and he's just sitting in the rocking chair on the porch. And when I return the next evening, he's still there, just staring into the stars. He needs help, I know, but I can't hire anybody to care for him.
What's the
David's
lake?
staying at the lake house. It belonged to my parents, but I don't use it much anymore. I have the main house to myself.
Okay. So you got two houses. What about the violence?
To be fair, there was only one violent outburst. That hardly qualifies as a history of violence. And he provoked me.
Yeah, how did he provoke you?
I stabbed him with a steak knife Shocking, isn't it?
Why?
It was a brief moment of temporary insanity. Or temporary clarity, I'm not really sure which. David had been having an affair with his assistant optician, Iris. How predictable. Not just the affair, but an optician named Iris.
Okay, you got a point.
Delusions. As in, seeing things that are not there. I'm not going to be any more specific. It's not true in any case. I'm not delusional.
Alright.
The most shocking thing about Dr. Decker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him. Though the fact that he drank so much is a good indicator of his mental state.
Well, what did he drink?
I thought it was common knowledge that he drank. You could smell it on his breath when you got close to him. He kept a bottle in his drawer. Such a cliché.
Who is David?
Keep up, Doctor. David is my husband.
Okay.
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor. I assume they think I'm dangerous because I stabbed my husband.
Where did you stab him?
I suppose after what I did, there are people that might think I belonged in prison. What do you think, Doctor? Can I be saved with therapy, or should I be locked up like a dangerous criminal?
Where did you stab him? Okay. Oh, it just brings up the why? Okay, fine. I think we can...
You have a lot of faith in your abilities. That's good. I look forward to being completely cured.
We're not going to start a chant in chat. Do you think
Dr. Decker just had that look about him. You know what they say about us crazies. Takes one to know one.
Oh, I think that's everyone. Continue. Alright.
Oh, Doctor, glad I caught you. I thought you might want to hear what Ben had to say. Quick catch up?
Okay.
I'm not sure Ben will be coming in for a while. He's still pretty shook up about finding the body. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often in the line of work he's in. Anyway, he said he found the body at exactly 20 minutes past 10. For some reason, the first thing he did was look at his watch. That's all he'd say before he'd shut down. The police weren't very talkative either. Yes, Ben found Dr. Decker's body on Valentine's night in his office. In your office.
The Valentine's night, is that the night before or the night of Valentine's Day? Okay.
Yes, you know, the 14th of February, the day of love.
There's my answer.
Or remembering a massacre, whichever's more you.
Love a good massacre. Who is Ben?
Sorry, didn't you know? Ben's one of the night shift cleaners. I'm sure he's got some tales he could tell.
Alright. How well did you...
I wouldn't say we were best friends, but we did spend a lot of time together. There's only two of us that work here. I'm sure we'll become friends too, Doctor. Just try not to get murdered.
Wait, so when you say here, you mean this office? There's only two of us, and Ben is the cleaning crew of the building then? Or are you bad at math?
The police wanted to know what I was doing Valentine's night, you know, when the body was found. I was at home, all on my lonesome. So I guess that makes me a suspect.
Probably. Who else?
I think the police want you to make a short list of suspects, or maybe even find the killer. You're seeing all the patients that were on the books when he was killed. There was no forced entry, so they think it might be someone he knew, or someone who had access to the office. Yeah, like little old me. Do you think I'm a suspect, Doctor?
Did you just say you were a suspect? I mean, yes, you are.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. I suppose everyone's a suspect at the moment, even you. They did mention I needed grief counselling, though, and I said you'd sort me out. I know you didn't agree, but I thought I'd let you know. That's very kind of you.
Are you paying me? How was he killed?
I don't know exactly, but a stabbing of some kind. We'll be getting the autopsy through at some point. I'll let you know when.
Alright, what else do we got? We got, any clues?
I didn't see it myself, so I don't know. But I heard it was a bit of a mess with all the blood and everything. You know, they have people who clean up after such things, though, so you really can't tell, can you? But don't worry. That's a new chair.
Was he killed in the old one?
All I know is the police took his chair. Forensics, I suppose.
Ah. So he might have been killed in his chair. Good to know. Why?
He was stabbed, so that's quite a personal thing to do. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of the patients who had a problem with the treatment they were getting. I'm just surmising. If you're unhappy enough to kill your therapist, they're probably not doing a very good job.
That's a bit of a fair point. Fair point.
I wasn't really in his social circle, so I don't know if he had any friends. In terms of enemies, I heard things get heated in his office sometimes, but I won't name any names.
That's helpful. Maybe you should...
Susan, Annabelle, Melissa, there are some names, but they're not names of anyone I know.
I think you're lying. I think you know a Susan.
I'm having a loop day.
Oh.
It's a do-over day? You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again?
Hang on. It's my notes, isn't it? Jaya.
You didn't know that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
Oh, that was school.
Well done, Doctor. Yeah, we met at secondary. Wouldn't it be funny if my day loops if you fail to get a question right?
Well, you're screwed then. Yes, you met...
No.
Oh, right.
No, we played that game together, but we didn't meet in it.
Okay, fine.
I agree.
Okay. I probably should have asked about Valentine's Day from him.
I'm having a loop day.
Oh, okay.
It's a do-over day. You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again? I suppose you did remember that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah? Yeah, at secondary school. It's been fun, but I've got a pill. Dr. Decker gave me this pill. He told me if I took it, I'd never have another loot day. It's got a small skull and crossbones on it. Should I take the tablet, Doctor?
I feel like no.
You're cool. I don't think this is getting us anywhere, though. I'll see you tomorrow. Again.
Oh, we just...
I'm having a loot day.
It really is Groundhog Day.
It's a do-over day. You won't remember it. What's the name of your assistant again? Well done. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
You met at school?
Yeah, great. Is there anything you can say that's going to break this loop for me?
Cemetery? Nope. Pill. Or no, tablet. Is it a tablet or a pill? Pill.
I never mentioned a pill this time, or a tablet. What the hell is going on here? Are you reliving my days?
Yes.
Something somewhere has changed since you arrived. Like some kind of sim theory.
Like The Sims?
It's a thing. Some professor believes we could be living inside a computer simulation, and someone is controlling us. And there are millions of these sims. And someone, somewhere behind a keyboard is just causing havoc. I'm starting to think you have that keyboard, Doctor. Wait, don't answer that. I don't want to know.
I feel like you're trying to break the fourth wall.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home.
David is my husband.
All on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
Okay.
Ooh. Deja vu. Are you sitting in exactly the same place I left you last night? Oh, that's where it all starts, Doctor. Anyway, do you think you can fit me in today? Looking at the diary, it's just the usual suspects, and you must be getting sick of them already. I've got this for you, too. It's some more footage from Professor Alderby that was hiding away.
Who?
Well, come find me if you need anything.
How are you?
Hello again, Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to move forward. I instantly regretted it. And lo and behold, here we are, a new day. Hannah's clothes are a pile of ashes.
That's That doesn't sound healthy. Why, though?
I've kept almost all of her stuff as she left it. It's just the clothes.
For 5
I
years?
decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor?
I got him.
I thought you'd be an autumn person. That means you're supposed to be grounded and productive. And you like your space.
What did
Dr. Decker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me. If that's even a thing.
No, I don't know if he cursed you.
Yes, Dr. Decker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor?
What do you need?
I've been trying to think how I can get past today. I've come up with a couple of choices. I could set fire to Hannah's photographs. I've got them in Dropbox anyway. But setting fire to the clothes did the trick. Or setting fire to a rocking chair. She sounds like an old lady, but she loved that rocking chair, which I've not sat in since.
What?
Which one do you think's best?
But neither. Don't burn anything? No? Okay. Let's just...
I was at Henley Church on Valentine's Day, visiting Hannah's grave. It was the anniversary of her death.
Ooh.
Her parents wanted a huge funeral with all the trimmings. Hannah would never have come for it. It does give me somewhere to visit. I got to write the epitaph.
Well, are you gonna tell me what it is?
We walk alone without our angel.
Okay.
I'm not religious, but when I wrote Hannah's epitaph, I knew her parents would want some acknowledgement of the great bearded one. But she was an angel to me. She was an angel to everyone.
Back to the what time did you leave? Actually, yeah. When did you leave?
I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod-like creature. Strange place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Decker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Decker saw that day. I've been alone since Hannah. I can't imagine anyone ever replacing her. Not that I've looked. Do you think I should look for someone else?
No. Well, look when you're...
Thanks, Doctor. I appreciate that. I still don't think I'm ready to move forward in that respect.
When...
It was a missed call. It was Valentine's Day, so I wasn't in the mood for conversation.
I'd say the photos, since you have them on Dropbox.
Photographs it is then. I'll let you know how it goes.
The chair seems more final. Where was Lacey? Okay, well, let's start from the top.
I'm Lacey Hendricks. So you don't know about me then?
What don't I know?
Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her. But she was wise to it and started calling the police. They slit her throat with a bread knife. So I started a neighbourhood watch.
What is diversion burgling?
It was me and Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes. She went missing, and still is. And that's what people think. But it's not the truth.
And the truth is...
It killed them. It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah. But she said she was selling double glazing. I don't know. I didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house.
That's what
I
happened.
could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face. And Agnes just fell to the floor. A few minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the
All right,
cat
have fun,
that got the
Stainless.
cream. That was the end of Agnes.
I mean, wasn't Medusa more snakes for hair, not for face?
I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need? You're starting to sound like Dr. Decker. He didn't believe me either.
I mean, yeah, tell me about him
I
then.
didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they?
I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing of Agnes. You know, what happens if I say yes, they found her?
What? That can't be possible. Is that true? Why don't I know about it then? When was this then? Is she alive? Her useless husband is. Don't know much about him, other than the fact that he looks at me like I'm 6 foot under every time we meet. He doesn't seem too bothered she's gone missing either. He did at first, when the police were crawling around. But now they've gone, that stopped. If I hadn't seen that thing eat her, I'd... No. He's a weaselly little man who spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and sawing. What a thing to say! Why would you say that? I kept watching the front door after that saleswoman had left and nothing. She didn't leave, and you can't get out the back since the council sold the garage block. Ron's a gardener, not a killer. Unless...
Unless what? Oh, yeah. Unless what?
Agnes said Ron was laying the foundations for a new greenhouse. You don't think...
Don't think... Yeah.
I need to call the police. I need to call them now. But they won't listen to me. I tried to tell them about the monster, but they didn't believe me. They won't believe me about this, I promise you. Please, could you call them, Doctor?
Yeah, I'll call. That's not right now.
Thank you, Doctor. Now give me a pen and I'll write down the details for you. Don't you want to know why Dr. Decker called me the leech lady?
That's a name.
He said that I leech thoughts from people, suck 'em right out of their heads. And I can put thoughts in there too. I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor? I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear. So I made this story up. I mean, what do you think I do for a living anyway?
Don't know, but I feel like you either are Do you sell double glazing?
Doctor, you're so good. We're going to get on just fine.
Yep.
I was at Henley Church. They had a service that ran right up till midnight. For us less fortunates without a love in their life. Well, now. Do you have someone, Doctor? Do you have a love in your life?
Yeah.
Keep 'em safe. You never know who's going to come knocking on your door.
Hey! We actually cleared that one out. Okay. Jasmine. Let's be nice and say hello.
I'm Jasmine. I don't come in that often. What happened to Dr. Decker?
Oh, he's dead now.
Oh. When? How? Sorry, you probably don't know, do you?
Do we go that? Let's just go with
When you see a painting, it stands still. When I see one, it's moving. Like a mini film, like little vines. But when there's a person in the painting,
Yes. Thank you, Brady, for the strategic barking. Oh, what happens?
they watch me. Normally disapprovingly.
Always judging.
Because they don't think I know how to appreciate art. Because I'm too young.
Do you appreciate
Yes, of course. Otherwise I wouldn't be working in an art gallery. I love art. I love paintings. Like I said, they move for me.
Okay. How?
When I want them to normally. When I want to really get inside what's going on. But some paintings, I can't stop.
Which ones?
I've been working on portraits, at home, outside work. But my paintings aren't so good. Nowhere near Providence standard. I painted a man, Dorian. You know, after Dorian Gray.
Is your painting getting older?
I wanted to try and capture someone aging, so I divided the face into thirds and painted a boy, his father, and his grandfather in each third. It was hideous. And it started talking to me.
And what did it say?
That I'm ugly, that I have no talent, nothing will become of me. Is that true, Doctor?
No.
I hear it so many times with that wretched painting. It's in my head. But thank you.
What are you doing on Valentine's?
We had a display in the gallery based on Love Conquers All, so I had to work. Mainly it was a collection of giant hearts sat on things, but I ran into another patient, Bryce. I'd never really spoken with him before, but he's quite an art critic. I couldn't get rid of him until I finished work at 11. There's actually another guy who takes over on the night shift. I'm not sure if he kept talking to Bryce though. Providence is open 24 hours.
Which one was Bryce? Tell me about Bryce.
There's not much to tell. I knew he was a patient here. I'd seen him in the waiting room a couple of times. He likes art and talking and looking down here instead of up here.
Alright, let's...
Ouch. I didn't really know him that well. I'm trying to remember what I was doing on Valentine's Day now. He was shy, and then less so. When I told him about my problem, he told me to set fire to it.
That might work.
Yeah, he could have been more specific. I tried to set fire to Providence. At that time, I thought the only way to fix my problem was to set fire to the entire art gallery. Several paintings didn't make it. Luckily, my boss didn't press charges.
How were you still employed?
He did arrest me, though. My boss, Petra, she's just lovely like that. Providence has gone through some tough times, and I've only been there a year. She invested her life savings, and it's still not making any money. Such a sweet lady. You'd do anything for her.
Ooh, that's a...
Dr. Decker told me to burn it. It was nothing to do with Petra. No. Why are you saying that? I don't even know if Petra has insurance.
Hey, that might be part of the problem then. Oh, yeah.
I already ripped up the painting. It screamed as I cut it. And now whenever I close my eyes, I can see it, hear it. I need the tablets, Doctor. I need them.
Wait, that's the second...
The temazepam? The sleeping tablets. The ones you gave me last time.
You realize I'm not...
Dr. Decker gave them to me. They helped. I know it's in my head. I know paintings can't talk. What's wrong with me, Doctor? Why do I do this?
A little.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll think about that. And the prescription? please?
Two of them completely done. You know what, what's your
I
favorite
like
thing?
winter. Being snowed in with Hannah. Just the two of us. It's paradise.
What's a cephalid?
It's a sea creature, like an octopus. I suppose they find dinosaur bones everywhere. Just because we're on land now doesn't mean millions of years ago this place wasn't at the bottom of an ocean. She was interested. Maybe I misread. Maybe she was just being kind. I suppose most women wouldn't enjoy me talking about my dead ex for hours.
Probably not. Maybe switch it up a little bit.
She's dead. Thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome. Oh. Let's go to Bryce, because we had some stuff with Bryce. How are you?
There's something I want to tell you about. Something else that's wrong with me. I think I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour.
Okay. How so?
When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move, because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground?
Uninterrupted sleep? Probably help. I mean, the fairground, depending what else is frozen.
I did think, what good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched, so I gave her purse back, and the crook, I placed him on a bus a few blocks away. I have no idea where it was going. She'd never really be able to thank me, so I took another picture.
Oh, this is getting creepy. Oh.
I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a display with the theme, Love Conquers All. I didn't get most of the paintings, but they were well done. Possibly a relative of yours. Possibly a patient that died here. I'm not sure. She doesn't normally say anything.
I guess we can go through all of these.
I dug the grave for Dr. Decker. I helped carry his coffin to the burial site. Do you know what? It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. Why do you think that is? No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine.
Interesting. Why?
I'm guessing he was buried somewhere else, or cremated. Somebody somewhere didn't want his body going in the ground. Do you want to be cremated or buried, Doctor? That's a good choice, Doctor. Less work for me.
Alright. I guess I'll go through all these.
Ha! That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure you can come up with more exciting things to do than that. Yes, I would steal too. And I have stolen. I ran out of milk, so I thought I'd go to the local all-night shop and get some more. I was absolutely intending to pay, but when I got there, everyone was frozen. I thought about leaving money on the counter, but that seemed weird. The cashier would wake and suddenly this money would have appeared from nowhere. But I've stolen bigger things.
What kind of bigger things? Okay. What if I just do things? Nope, okay.
Well, that makes me feel a little better. There's a young mother, divorced, who lives opposite me. Jessica. She's friendly and says hello to me, smiles. I've always wondered what she looks like naked. So 1 hour, I broke into her house. She was standing in her bedroom. I took it as a sign. I took off her clothes and...
Oh boy, you just went full on creep, didn't you?
I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor?
A bit.
I know. It's that bloody Dr. Decker. He made me this way. It's all his fault.
Why do you... Yeah.
Like I said, I originally presented with depression, and everything was going well for a while. Then Dr. Decker changed.
Okay. How did he change?
He was easily distracted during sessions, like he wasn't listening. I'm pretty sure he wasn't listening half the time. I don't think he wanted to know about his patients anymore. But when he did give you advice...
Was it bad advice?
He told me to use my imagination, to make something up, to think something crazy, and it would become real. He told me to think of a way to get more time. So I did. But he pushed me. He made me think it. Yes, I suppose I've destroyed a few things whilst in the hour. You can be the perfect supervillain. Nobody knows it was you.
I mean, they'll probably find out.
That wretched dig goes on 24/7. 25/7, if you ask me. Your patient, Nathan, caused quite a stir. He interrupted one of the female students all night, apparently. Made her miscategorize some findings, going on about his dead girlfriend. It's amazing what you hear at the coffee machine. Well, I suppose that's a bonus. We're allowed to use their coffee machine while they're there.
That is a bonus. Okay, yeah, why don't you stop?
Because you have to hope, don't you, Doctor? It's only the power of hindsight that made me realize how toxic it all was. And after a point, you go too far to be able to come back anyway.
I don't know if that's true. Let's not declare.
It's the anniversary of my parents' death today. I went to the lake house. I always go to the lake house anyway, but it's also where they died.
How did they die?
They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too.
Was it at the lake house?
I stood for a while, looking across the water. It's peaceful there. It's the place that makes me feel the most. There was a girl there. by the lake. Only about 9 or 10. She was fishing, if you can call it that, with one of those nets on a stick. I don't know why I talked to her. She looked sad. I don't usually talk to children, but she seemed different, special. I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I, Doctor?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Good. It felt nice. I felt like I was being nice. I felt human. So I can find her and talk to her again, Doctor.
Okay, that might be taking a bit of a stretch. I mean, yeah, you can talk. Ooh. Let's go with.
David had been hunting again, and, well, she's seen some of the skins he hung around the lake house.
Where is he today?
David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing.
That seems questionable.
Animal skins. David hunts, then skins. It's horrible, really. He's not really good at either job, so the skins still have great lumps of bloody carcass hanging off them. I'm sure he'll get better with practice.
Okay. Yeah.
Then I will. I'll look for her next time I'm there.
I'm sure that's not going to be questionable.
The day Dr. Decker was killed, I had a session with him in the morning at my usual time, 11 o'clock. That was the last time I saw him. Dr. Decker made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. I'll be taking it to the grave with me, though. As did he.
That's not helpful.
I don't know. I suppose she just reminded me of me. I spent a lot of time alone as a child.
Okay.
She said she was trying to catch some strange creatures that she's seen in the water.
What kind of strange creature?
I don't know. Minnows, probably. Everything's strange when you're a child. It was 12 years ago. I was still very young. Too young to be an orphan, anyway. I had to toughen up quickly.
How did you...
Met isn't the right word. David has always been there, in the shadows, on the periphery. I move in very exclusive circles. You tend to see the same faces.
What kind of
I
circle?
don't move in any circles anymore. Those people were my parents' friends, not mine. Love? Yes. I suppose I always will.
What were you doing?
Valentine's Day night, I was at the lake house, watching David, like I always do.
Why?
He has trouble with his mental faculties and is getting worse. Yes. I watch him and make sure nothing bad happens.
Okay. Bryce is the female student. I think that means I can talk to him about... Oh, no, I guess not. Maybe? Okay. Nope. Let's do... Murder nurse.
I haven't had a great day, to be honest. Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse. This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died. I have a few other things. a watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets, really. Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I mean, what's in the locket would be my question. I think it might be wrong to keep the locket.
Really? I don't see the harm. Alice wanted me to have it. You and Terry and all the other nurses just don't understand. Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to.
Different how?
It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know? Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier. Held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab and I went home, alone.
Alright, I will be right back. I gotta go refill my water. I'm gonna stop right here for a second. And I'm back. Let's see. What time did you get in the cab?
I think it was about 11 when I left Max. I'm sure you could check with the taxi company if you really wanted to, if you think I need an alibi.
Boy, that's... You know, It's Hilda.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late.
Why?
To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
What was her?
Hilda wants to see her daughter. She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent.
What is your talent?
I can change my skin.
Okay.
What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
Okay.
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone. Yes, I had a session with Dr. Decker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it.
I mean, you deal with death.
Of course, it was Terry that accused me of stealing. One of the other nurses. She's actually trying to make out that I'm some kind of HSK. Healthcare serial killer.
Ah.
You know, like those nurses that kill loads of their patients. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Anyway, because a few of my patients have died on me, and some of those patients have given me gifts, Terry thinks it means that I've been killing them off. His name is Max. He's really sweet, but I don't see a future between us. He's not really my type. I've known Max a couple of years, but this is the first time we've been on a date. I don't think he's boyfriend material.
How was Decker?
Dr. Decker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him. I can sense it, you know? It's like when you're outside and there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain. It's like that. I always know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes. It sounds silly when I put it into words. I sound like my mum.
All right. Claire. Mariana.
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. But that's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Decker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered. Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this? No! And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you. Psychiatrists, doctors, nurses. Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity. You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality? Definitely. But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time, as by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next, which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time, there will be no gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1. You think nothing happened. Where's your glass, Doctor?
Huh. That's a little weird.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Decker. Dr. Decker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it?
Oh boy.
I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them. We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be. Shh. Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Decker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Okay. Oh.
I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile. Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful. It makes me feel dull by comparison.
And what is that?
I have a recurring dream where I find something beautiful in the sea. But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Sorry to cut in, Doctor.
Hi.
I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late.
You are totally...
Just let me know.
Wouldn't you like to know? Is our session up now?
What did you...
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
Did you find out what was wrong?
I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients actually. The nurse. She was on the pier with someone. Pretty much all of the night too, so I can vouch for her even though she probably didn't see me.
Okay.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. I've kind of missed it. You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it. I suspect I'll go back there soon, but it's helped with the blackouts. People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Decker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. Are you offering, Doctor?
No. No.
It sounded like an offer to me, Doctor. Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair is pretty, Doctor? I'm insecure, Doctor. Isn't it obvious?
A little. Just a little.
It's such a mess. But thank you. I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less.
Ugh. I think we kinda... Oh, Jaya. Oh,
So, should I get a solicitor, or shall we try and talk it out with him?
Let's try and talk about it.
Good choice. I'll go and see Ben to see if I can get him to call off the dogs. I have no idea what's gotten into him. Perhaps it's his mum. Hey you! Thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it though.
I
don't really know where to start. I feel a bit numb. Maybe we should just talk about him. It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did.
That doesn't sound very professional.
What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think.
Okay.
Mariana is a special girl. You know, there's something about her that just makes you want to follow her. Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like. I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger. I don't think I like him that much. You know, sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. You know, he's not the first person that's done that, but still, you know, it feels worse coming from him.
What's Claire?
Claire seems to be shaken by something. You know, I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else. It's a bit rude, isn't it? Elin seems like a lovely person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
Yeah, she seems the most
Oh,
normal.
I just want to cuddle Nathan all up. He's such a mess. He's always in the same clothes. You know, he barely talks to me though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom.
The hell is Tom?
Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby.
What was said hobby?
Tom liked to base jump. That's basically falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he could fly. Dr. Decker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute. Can you guess what happened?
9.8 meters per second squared?
He did die. He was hit by a rock from further up the mountain. He never got to fly. Nathan thinks he knows what his problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye. I wish I'd said goodbye to Dr. Decker. It was so sudden. You know, here, then gone. He resigned anyway, but that's not the same, is it?
Oh.
Dr. Decker resigned shortly before his murder. No, it's sad. But doctors come and go and only poor Jaya remains. I've got his resignation letter somewhere. You know, I do all the hiring and firing around here. Well, Professor Alderby and the Trust technically do that. Professor Alderby is a trustee. Did I not mention that?
No, I don't believe you have.
We'd worked late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order.
Okay.
Mainly he was searching for a common experience the patients might have had. That's what led them to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters. Yes, letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. You know, I find those referral letters... He was sure there was a pattern in them.
Okay.
On Valentine's Day, Dr. Decker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse, Elin, at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve. I was at home though, so I don't actually know who came in. Dr. Decker did phone and ask me for Nathan's number, which is a bit strange.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything fun that popped up? Nope. Nope. Oh, up here? Nope. Hall. Sorry, no. Okay.
David Hunt.
I can change my skin.
Then skins.
Dr. Decker dated his patients.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Decker did phone
On Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Decker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Oh, Doctor, you surprised me. Reminds me of Officer Yates. Did I ever mention I had a special friend in the police force?
No.
Nah, it's not something you drop politely into a conversation. He's been doing some digging and he's found a couple things. There's a crime scene report that goes into all the gory details and another report that's about a patient you're seeing today, Claire. I'll put them both on the desk for you. And thanks for the grief counselling, by the way. It's really been helping, you know, I'm so glad you're here.
Act 3, Spiked. Alright, who's on the docket today? Let's start with you, Nathan.
I didn't notice Dr. Decker had a paper spike. I haven't really seen more than a foot in front of me since Hannah died. I've told you all I know about Dr. Decker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy. I started out with depression. Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, then I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me. I think that he possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed me. Sometimes you could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't.
Okay.
He was ecstatic with power.
So fun. How?
The curse. Well remembered. I was hoping he'd forget. It's gonna sound crazy. Dr. Decker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed him.
Okay.
I didn't want to believe him. I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad. He said he'd give me a demonstration.
Do you think the Groundhog Day?
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it. I didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me to forget it all, but I didn't. For whatever reason, he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
Okay.
I was scared what Dr. Decker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along, keep coming to the sessions, pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again, but I couldn't talk to him about it, because he'd know.
Well, how are you today?
I burned the photos of Hannah. It didn't work. I suppose because the loss was superficial. The next thing I burned was the rocking chair. That worked. I've been getting rid of her stuff ever since. There was a day when I attacked a Salvation Army bin, but I gave in. I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin. They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom. I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up. I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me, that she was going to break off the engagement. that she didn't love me anymore. I regretted it.
Well, that's a little awkward.
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long. I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different. I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
I don't think you're processing this well.
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore? And thanks for the dating advice, by the way. You told me not to look for anyone else until I was ready. So I didn't. I've just been sitting at home, reading Hannah's diary, stewing. I ordered a pizza. A nice girl delivered it. He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore. So I got basic therapist.
Okay. What is...
He told me lots of people get depression. To become more active, see more people. And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be.
Huh.
Yeah, I talked to her quite a lot. I'm not sure how many days of that she'd remember. She seemed to care, which is more I can say for Decker.
That seems a little...
It took a week of days to get that pizza girl to smile. And you know what did it? A tip, as much as the pizza cost. So money does make you happy.
Don't know if that's the greatest lesson.
I didn't kill Dr. Decker. I wanted to be as far away from him as possible. I don't know who did.
Alright. Who's Warwick? What is up with your chin?
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Decker? Is he really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then. Dr. Decker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
Okay, what theories?
Do you really want to know? Decker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment.
Go on.
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
No.
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
To what?
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability. But then, I changed a parameter.
What parameter? Oh, hey.
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. Well, for a while.
Define while.
Dr. Decker killed it, and I can't get it back.
Right.
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Decker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
Oh.
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death. Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed? Well, Monday does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise. But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it? Decker tricked me. He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet, that I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself. And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
Who's Vanessa? When did she leave?
Why not gambling? My wife, Vanessa, left me for a neurosurgeon. She emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money. Physics provided me with a solution. We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days. Vanessa couldn't have children, at least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. But part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science and we'd be... It wasn't to be, though.
Okay, well, you kind of...
Well, yes, it bothered me, especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh, no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems. I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem. Honestly? Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science, almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
That's the second time we've heard chaos.
I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mindstretch Outreach. Don't know how I got roped into that, I can't remember. But it was full of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
Why?
It's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though.
What is
it? You're going to have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia. I'd love to tell you, but I am paying you by the hour. Maybe look up Schrodinger's cat whilst you're there.
All right, fine.
Oh, she's Dr. Decker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now. Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. That smile. Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
Yes.
I'm not a gambler, Doctor. I'm a scientist. I need more money. It's true I've run out of money for my research. An opportunity has arisen.
Okay.
Quantum gambling. It's a pet project. It's got nothing to do with work. But if I don't have significant amounts of money to lose, then there won't be enough jeopardy for the experiment to work. A very wealthy group of individuals have offered to pay me a very large sum of money if I attend their next private soiree. They don't want to talk or anything like that. They want a practical demonstration.
Of which part?
They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Decker said, but, well, I can't help but thinking that the stakes are so high I can't possibly lose. What do you think, Doctor?
That's a terrible idea.
Take them up on their offer? No. No, I suppose you're right. In a darker timeline, you probably said yes, and I'm dead now. I earn good money where I work. How do I stop losing it?
Stop gambling.
I take your point. But I suppose to decide whether to continue gambling or to stop gambling is a gamble within itself, isn't it? Well, my time is up. Will we be having another session or... No, don't answer that. It'll turn you into a gambler like me. Infectious, isn't it?
Everything to... No. Right. Did Decker call Nathan? I think I tried the call, right? No. Okay. Let's go for Bryce. What does Bryce have to say?
Hello, Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
No, I do not.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure. Watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Okay.
Dr. Decker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
Right, okay.
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Decker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
Okay. Oh, yes, that's the...
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
Yes.
Would you tell Jessica I love her? She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her. And also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
Okay.
I spied on Dr. Decker not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Oh, being all vague and hinty now, are we?
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Decker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Decker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
Oh, right. That's a little...
I removed the chains, dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil. Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me. I split the brawl up.
Okay. Good on you.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing anymore. I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures. I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly. Nobody gave me the memo that Claire was telling everybody about our arrangement.
Oh,
sometimes good. A few slip out the back for student use too. These things happen in all cemeteries. It's best not to broadcast it.
Okay. Let's, that's short. Powerhouse Proclivsu. Okay. Crime scene. Okay.
Jessica is a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about.
Okay.
I have real feelings for her, Doctor. We've never connected.
You actually talked to her?
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. It's nice you think I'm capable of such basic interaction with females. But I'm still in awe of her, really. I will think about it, though. I put my hand through a rusty nail at work today. It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm, and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back, can you guess what I saw?
Well, I guess not a bloody nail.
When I looked back at my hand, it was healed. Look, see? My hand had healed. The nail had become a worm and was wriggling in my palm. It was like a little miracle, like magic.
Okay.
I shouldn't really say miracle or magic. They're words that Dr. Decker used when he tried to get you to think things and make them real. But do you think it's real, Doctor? That magic is real? And so it isn't. I envy you, Doctor. I wish I could be so sure. I find using nautical terms to describe the position of pallbearers fitting. Plus, most of them are 3 sheets to the wind. You know, drunk. Common or garden rocks. It's actually quite handy sometimes having an archaeological dig going on next door. Although, I'd rather there wasn't.
Okay. Oh, let's go talk to Claire.
It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
So,
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
Right, okay.
He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face. You should ask him.
I was talking to him about that.
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So I fixed him.
Okay.
It was about a week later.
Uh-oh.
I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Decker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
Oh boy.
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
Oh, this is just getting weird.
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem. I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
What am I?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder, to lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer, but I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
I mean... I guess you're not a killer, you just did kill someone.
Thank you, Doctor. So then you'll help me? You'll say I was temporarily insane? Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a gravedigger, I believe. Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Oh boy.
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside. It sounds to me as if Dr. Decker's murder was a spur-of-the-moment thing. If you were planning to kill someone, you'd bring a weapon with you, wouldn't you? I imagine that the paper spike made a very good weapon, though. It could look quite menacing, glinting in the moonlight.
That's...
So quick to jump to conclusion, Doctor. Obviously, I meant sunlight.
Did you? Did you, though? Oh, you weren't.
I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that. Let's have a few more sessions before you seal our fates. Or is it that you want something else? Like Dr. Decker did?
Ooh, what did he want?
Dr. Decker teased me mercilessly about my electability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl. He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house, just for me, and he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris. I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted, a temporary insanity diagnosis. It didn't happen. Dr. Decker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Huh.
Dr. Decker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Probably.
Very well. In our next session.
What did I... Bodies. Oops. Yeah, okay, so we got all that. Alright, let's... Oh. Hey, you no longer have to lock it.
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Decker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike. Dr. Decker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know, pick it up, handle it while we talked. I remember once, he pushed the spike through his skin. At this bit, here, between his thumb and his finger. He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood being a nurse and all that, but actually, there wasn't any.
Ooh.
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
Okay, so we just like spikes his hands.
Dr. Decker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually. I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't. I'm fine. Work's fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry. Oh, you'd be pleased to know I don't have the locket anymore. I gave it back. All of it. Every single keepsake.
Okay.
You told me to. Well, not in so many words, but you said I shouldn't have kept them. And what with Terry going around telling everyone I stole them, I didn't feel like I really had any choice. The lockets, the watch, the ring. But I kept the little bird Sarah Decker gave me.
Whoa.
I wasn't supposed to mention her.
Okay.
Dr. Decker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago. Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday. It was nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know? I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left. You know the answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better?
Oh, yeah.
That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them? Okay, hold on. always going to work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not going to die anytime soon.
Okay, that's a bonus perk.
It's tricky. I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, "It's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum," or "I love you, Dad." But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality. Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor, do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
No, I don't know. I don't...
Good, because I really feel this is something I have to do. Terry seems to have backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something.
Did you poison Terry?
As far as I know, it only works on people who are close to death. That's the whole point of it. I have to hold their hand, and they have to think of the person, and they have to be near death. And those seem to be the 3 criteria. It just makes things complicated, doesn't it? I knew Dr. Decker's mother before I started seeing Dr. Decker. She's dead, and now he's dead. I'm sure you're going to have a field day with it. Yeah, that's the reason I came to see him. I knew she was dying, but he refused to talk to me unless I booked a session, so I did. And well, here we are.
Okay, that's actually kind of reasonable. Kinda.
I told Dr. Decker that his mum was dying, that he should see her before it's too late. But he wasn't interested. It wasn't like he hated her. It was just like it wasn't important. He asked me to take care of it for him. He did send his assistant along to see her once. Sorry, your assistant.
Really?
It was about the 2nd, 3rd session we had. He said he could tell that I was a good person, that I wanted to help people, and that I should think really hard about how I could do that. That's how I discovered shifting.
Right.
All Dr. Decker did was encourage me to think. But the shifting, that's all me. And my mum's a psychic, and my sister's an empath, but I was just ordinary. I always felt like I wasn't special, like I was missing out. But I wasn't. I just hadn't discovered what I could do yet. Sarah Decker was one of the first ones I tried shifting for.
Ah, okay.
I didn't really know what I was doing that first time. I mean, I didn't actually expect anything to happen. I just thought, what would really help this woman? I thought maybe she would just imagine that he was there. But it actually happened. I changed into him, Dr. Decker. It blew my mind. My mum's got these spirit guides and they tell her things. Mostly about my love life, it would seem. tell you the truth, I don't really know what an empath is. I should probably Google it sometime.
I believe it has to do with emotions. Let's get Mariana in here.
Dr. Decker used to put my checks on that thing. I guess someone thought they weren't getting value for money.
Kinda like your gallows humor.
I actually don't have a lot of money. Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Decker would be okay with it. Oh, my checks are fine though, don't worry. I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars though. Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
No.
I mainly like drive-thrus. I don't like crowds, and I find it difficult to stay in the same place for too long. I guess I'm a fidget.
Yeah.
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention.
Valid point. A valid point. But why slink?
Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me. Wherever I go. It's creepy. I don't want everyone seeing that. They follow me wherever I go. Anywhere. Where do you think they follow me, Doctor? It depends where they follow me. If they follow me home, they bang on the door for an hour or so, then leave. Other places, they just disappear. I don't see them again.
That's a little odd.
They don't just disappear into thin air. I think they return to the place I found them. But I've not run into the same person twice. You've got a good memory, Doctor. Let's talk dreams. Sometimes I'll dream about a light, deep in the ocean somewhere. I head towards it because it's warm and glowing, like a beacon. And when I'm at the bottom, it's the most beautiful thing. Like a welcoming sun. Like I'm home. And then I wake up.
Little odd. Why a beacon?
It's so beautiful. It calls me. It's like I'm in a trance. What does the dream mean, Doctor?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, I suppose I follow that glow like people follow me. I still don't know what it means, though. I'm okay. Thanks for asking. It's rent day, and I always feel a little blue on rent day. Rent day is the day I pay rent to my landlady.
That was pretty self-explanatory. I don't know why I asked.
I've had no blackouts, and I haven't been to the beach since our last session. But I think I will today. Do you want to come with me to the beach? Doctor, I think you're getting a little anxious. If you ever wanted to visit the beach, you can just turn up. It's not mine. It's just good manners to accept when someone offers to buy you a drink. I'm a very good-natured girl. Don't you think I'm sweet, Doctor?
Yes.
I think you're falling for me, Doctor. Don't let that get in the way of helping me. Yes, they follow me home. They're silent. It's like a trance. There was one guy, a real gym body. I let him into the bedroom, but nothing. Nothing I did would stop him just staring at me. It was creepy. I got him to follow me outside, and then I just shut the door.
That's a little weird.
Are we still talking about him? And I thought you were just interested in me, Doctor. Dr. Decker suggested home visits.
Oop, didn't mean to do that.
Dr. Decker suggested home visits. I think he was probably checking up on his investment. You're not thinking of doing home visits, are you, Doctor?
What do you mean by investment?
That's good. I'm not sure I can afford any more of your time.
Alright. Let's see what Jaya has to... What do you got for me?
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Decker?
No.
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it. It's all right. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them. Yes, Dr. Decker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
That's, I feel like that's an interesting...
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering. He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
All right.
I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
Which was?
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up. That seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better. Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today?
I guess.
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
Okay.
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Decker's mouth. Well, at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
I did.
Some mornings I come into work and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me. We had a connection. It's gone now, though. You can't have a connection with the dead, can you? Not for too long, anyway.
What do you mean by too long?
Dr. Decker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around. Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that. Dr. Decker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
No.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Huh.
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan. Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Isn't that half the people here?
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
Huh.
Things could escalate. Building trust is one thing, but at what cost? No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Decker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them. It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder. I was at home on my lonesome, Doctor, like I said before. Honestly, I think Dr. Decker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Maybe? Yes.
That was a joke, Doctor. I guess we found our level.
Okay.
Oops, that was a strange thing to say, wasn't it? Whipped. Am I all whips and chains in the bedroom or dominant in the boardroom? Don't answer that, it's not a question. It's early days for a harassment suit yet, what with Ben's nervous shock already. Dr. Decker did send me to see his mother once.
She was dying in a nursing home and he didn't want to see her. I remember him calling her a manipulative, evil old hag. You tend not to ask any more questions after that.
Alright, fair enough.
I didn't really speak to Nathan that much at all, but I have this strange feeling that I know him really well. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Huh. Anyone else have questions we can, Okay, so she's got a couple. Let's just knock out the last couple clears.
You tell me. What could possibly explain that? I assure you, David is not a ghost. I've touched him. Since I brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him, something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place. It's like that book, Pet Cemetery. Funnily enough, he does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting. If David doesn't exist, then that means that I really did kill him. He really is buried, and I really should be going to prison for a very long time. That just doesn't seem right to me. It's more probable that I reanimated him under Dr. Decker's guidance.
Really? That's your more likely okay.
How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Decker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
Oh, okay.
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window. She'd caught a fish. She was holding it in her hands.
What kind of fish?
I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
Okay. Oh. I think that got all of that taken care of. Price. Jaya. Oh, yeah, okay, let's... Home visits. Oh, yeah, we did ask that already.
Dr. Decker suggested home visits. I think he was probably...
Okay, so we did get that. So that's... Yeah, I think we kind of got everything. All right. See, we have like another interlude thing.
You can stop looking at me like that. You've made me do this. And don't try and escape. You're all tied up. Now tell me the truth. Is this a dream?
I don't know.
That's a good doctor. Yes, it's all a big dream. So let's get down to business. Do you believe that people can have kinetic powers?
No, I don't.
I think you like it when I hurt you, Doctor. That's a worrying sign. People obviously have kinetic powers. That's how I'm here, testing you. Now, how do we treat people with kinetic powers? Do we encourage them or do we discourage them?
I think we discourage, and I'm probably going to get slapped for it.
Very good, Doctor. That's the right answer.
Remember it, or there will be consequences. Now, since I'm here, let's have a little bit of fun. Shall we, Doctor?
What the actual crap?
There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind.
I'm not broke.
It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Okay.
Morning, Doctor. You're looking a bit unwell. Are they getting you all wound up? Well, have a look at this. I found it in Dropbox. Apparently, Dr. Decker lent Mariana some money. Sounds dodgy, doesn't it? I also got the toxicology report back from Officer Yates, and shocker, Dr. Decker had... Sorry, you just have to read it. I should have spoiler alert tattooed on my forehead. And can we not do the grief counselling thing today? I'm all sorts of behind on work, and I'm getting more stressed out watching it all pile up. If you need anything, though, I'm here.
Okay. I think... Did we talk to... We haven't talked to Glenn yet, have we? Nope. Okay. I think we're going to call it here, because that's been about 3 hours of what the hell is going on. I'll be back Thursday to dive back into this more and figure out who's who, what's what, and maybe figure out who killed Decker. So thanks everyone for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time.